Today on Rock the Park.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
We're in Yellowstone,
Oh my gosh, is that a big animal?
spotting wildlife at every turn.
Hey, wildlife. Oh, wow. You see him?
And seeing a side of this park most never do.
The flies, the compost.
Then we hit the water for a wet and wild ride. And it all starts now.
I'm Jack Stewart. And I'm Colton Smith.
We love the national parks.
Oh my gosh.
It's all about packing up a car and just doing it. Just hitting the road.
Our goal is to visit every national park in this country.
And when you go off the beaten path like we do, there's no telling what will happen next. Wow! Ready for the time of your life?
Yeah! Get set to rock the park.
Welcome to Yellowstone, one of the most famous parks in the world.
It's best known for its hot springs and geysers, but it also rules as one of the best wildlife viewing sanctuaries on the planet.
And here's something you might not have known. Yellowstone has its own Grand Canyon and a waterfall almost twice as tall as Niagara Falls.
The Yellowstone River is responsible for creating this huge canyon, and it figures heavily into our entire trip.
We're gonna go whitewater rafting and then get out and see some of this wildlife that we've only spotted from the road.
We're also going way off the beaten path to witness how Yellowstone is changing the world, one trash bag at a time, and we're gonna help. Yellowstone sits on more than 2 million acres in northwest Wyoming. It's so big that some of it actually spills into Montana and Idaho. Yellowstone was the world's first national park, and it's still one of the busiest.
Today, we're heading to the Grand Canyon, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a long trip.
Okay, we've got some elk that are right by us right now. Wow. Oh my gosh. Right now, it's rutting season, and we have 3 bull elk. So what that tells me, you've got 3 guys with 3 sets of horns. They're clashing a little bit.
It's mating season, and in the summer and fall, there can be as many as 20,000 elk in Yellowstone. That number drops to less than 5,000 in the winter months as the elk migrate to lower elevations outside the park.
This is one of the things that is just so spectacular about Yellowstone is the fact that you can drive through this park and you will see tons of wildlife. Oh my gosh, is that a big animal?
We're just driving down the road, and right in front of us is this huge bison.
Elsewhere around the country, bison are raised as livestock. But wild bison are rare, and Yellowstone is the only place you'll find them. They need wide open grasslands, and Hayden Valley, an ancient lake bed, is the best place to see them.
Wow. Oh, man. You see the size of that thing?
Thing's massive. Look at that.
Oh.
You got that guy over there. His horns are about this big. And this guy, I don't even know what he's doing. It looks like he's having lunch. These guys are cool. But with that being said, they're also one of the more dangerous animals that you have here in the park.
And there's a reason behind that. I mean, these things injure more people than bears do in Yellowstone. They get up to 2,000 pounds. That is a big animal, and you want to make sure you keep a good distance.
That goes for any wildlife you spot in Yellowstone. Grizzly bears are still listed as threatened on the endangered species list, but they have rebounded in the park. They have a distinctive hump on their upper back, and males can weigh up to 700 pounds. They're able to run up to 45 miles per hour, so do yourself and the bears a favor by respecting their space and be prepared to break. After many welcome distractions, we finally reach our destination, one of the most breathtaking spots in the park, a massive canyon created by the Yellowstone River.
Oh yeah,
This is our view.
that's
Wow.
it, dude. Look at that.
Oh, man.
This is one of my favorite spots here in the park. I've been coming to this very location since I was 8 years old.
When you tell people that there's actually a Grand Canyon in Yellowstone, it's kind of hard to believe. But this thing is majestic. And you see all the wild colors on the canyon walls? They mark the former locations of hot springs and steam vents. Over time, the intense heat caused changes in the iron compounds, and the rocks that were exposed to water are literally rusting.
One thing I want to do, though, is work our way somehow down closer to the falls. See this thing closer up. I've never gone down into the canyon.
In the early 1900s, Uncle Tom's Trail used to be a series of sketchy steps and rope ladders. But now, it's a 300-step steel staircase that leads down to the lower falls.
That is spectacular.
That is a giant waterfall.
Yellowstone's Grand Canyon is about 20 miles long and 1,200 feet deep at its lowest point.
Oh, wow. Woo! Wow, that is awesome. I've been to Yellowstone a lot, and I've never been this close to the waterfall. It's spectacular down here.
There are almost 300 waterfalls in Yellowstone National Park, and none are taller than the lower falls at 308 feet.
In fact, the lower falls is twice the height of Niagara Falls. The Yellowstone River is responsible for creating this natural wonder. It's the longest undammed river in the continental U.S., and as we're about to find out, it's also one of the coldest.
This river is cold, this river is fast. It's time to go whitewater rafting.
But before we take the plunge, we're going behind the scenes to see how Yellowstone is leading the charge at tackling trash. It's a dirty job.
The flies.
And we give it our best shot.
Look at the mess you're making.
We're in Yellowstone, one of the busiest national parks in the U.S., with more than 3 million visitors every year. Hungry and thirsty visitors.
Imagine all of that trash.
That's a lot of garbage and a lot of landfills. But Yellowstone is leading the way in recycling and composting. And today, we're gonna help.
So right now we're going to check out the West Yellowstone compost facility. This is gonna be interesting. I think we're gonna get a little dirty.
Yeah, this is a new one for us.
We're traveling in a car that was built in a zero landfill plant, where virtually all waste is recycled or turned into energy. So we are totally psyched that the park has the same goal.
I'm John Burns. I manage the compost facility here.
So this is basically a pile of trash from Yellowstone yesterday.
Correct.
Well, I gotta tell you, it smells awful.
Yes.
But it won't be garbage for long. This is mostly organic waste, food and some plastics that are actually made from plants. To separate organic from non-organic garbage, it all goes onto this conveyor belt and into this giant rotating drum.
Whoa. Oh, there it goes.
The big non-organic stuff stays in the drum and is recycled. The rest of the garbage shakes out onto another conveyor belt and goes into these compost bins.
I'll open this door and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
It's not gonna come just like flying out at us.
You know,
is
it'll
it?
be a little steamy.
Oh, there are a lot of flies. Oh. Whoa.
It has to get up to 131 degrees
Oh my gosh.
for consecutive 72 hours.
Heating it kills the bad bacteria. The sorted stewing garbage sits in these big piles for 8 weeks, while good bacteria chews up the waste and turns it into pure nutrients. What was a bunch of half-eaten hot dogs and stale bread is now a really good fertilizer.
Now, more than 50% of all the waste in Yellowstone is helping the environment rather than going into a landfill.
That is so crazy. Those bags of trash, this is what it turns into.
Right.
It's an amazing process.
Maybe time to get dirty and start putting some of that garbage in the wet mill and see if you guys can make your own compost.
You mean us actually doing it?
You guys, it's time to get dirty.
Oh, man. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get dirty.
All right, let's go do it.
All right, let's get to composting. Yeah.
John's putting us to work at stage 1, throwing garbage bags onto the conveyor belt headed for the big machine.
One of us will get to operate this amazingly cool excavator. The other will be loading bags by hand. No surprise, we both want to drive the excavator. There's only one way to settle this.
Rock, paper, scissors? I feel like that's fitting for
Best
this.
of one.
Best of one.
All right, man. You can jump up and up there, and I'll kind of give you a brief rundown.
Oh, you're gonna mess this up. This is something I've dreamed of since I was a kid. You know, working the big machine.
Oh, that's not it. Oh, towards you. There you go. You got it.
Oh,
There's the green bag.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's good. You got it. That's perfect.
Oh man,
You can lift it up a little bit.
Look at the
There you
mess
go.
you're making. It's not easy. It's almost like playing a video game, but with 20 joysticks. Oh. I wanted to impress John, and now I'm just a disgrace.
I think it'd be a lot faster if I just grabbed the bags and put them over on the
You
conveyor
bet,
belt, 'cause
yeah.
He's gotten like 2 on there in the last 20 minutes.
There you go. You got it.
Get her on the conveyor.
Thanks, fellas.
Absolutely.
Appreciate the
That
help.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a blast. I had no idea making compost was that entertaining.
Excellent.
Say what you will about the smell of rotting garbage, at least it's warm and dry, which is more than we can say for our next stop.
Yep, we're taking the plunge. We're gonna be hitting the Yellowstone River right outside the boundaries of the park, but we're still in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, and this is gonna be great.
Our outfitter is Flying Pig Adventure Company. Steve Byerly is the owner, Mike Wessels is our guide.
How cold's the water gonna be?
I think the water's gonna be a little warmer than the air temperature today. It's in the 50s yet. So you're gonna need to be looking forward to the splashes today.
All right, good.
From here, the river looks peaceful. Mike says that won't last.
We have one called the Sleeping Giant and another one called Big Rock, and those are super cool rapids. You guys are definitely gonna get wet.
Okay, so we've got the Sleeping Giant. It's freezing outside. We might fall off.
Sounds like a good equation for a great adventure.
And for spotting a few wild surprises as well.
Hey, wildlife. Oh, wow. You see him? Right up there, right up there.
We're about to take a wild ride on the Yellowstone River, the same body of water that carved the dramatic Grand Canyon within the park.
We're about to go whitewater rafting. It's 40 degrees outside.
Look at my hands. It is freezing out here. There's no way the sun is coming up, and we are about to get wet, and it will be cold. But it's all part of the adventure.
All right, so let's go all forward.
All forward! There we go. Yeah!
All right.
No rafting is allowed inside the park, so we're putting in just outside Yellowstone near Gardner, Montana.
Nice little warp. No, that wasn't the rapid, man. We got bigger ones.
Now, we've done some rafting before, but we've never rafted the Yellowstone River.
This is the longest undammed river in the lower 48, which is saying something. This landscape has not been altered at all.
All the more reason to learn the ropes.
All right, you might get wet now, just so you know. All right, let's go all forward, guys.
Forward, Jack, go!
All right, and take a break, guys.
All right.
That was the big one, right, Mike?
No, you guys, you're in for something. Don't worry about that.
Before we started, our guide Mike warned us about 2 sets of tricky rapids on this stretch of the river, the Sleeping Giant and Big Rock. There are a ways up ahead. This is the easy one.
It's a big one! Oh, yeah! It's a big one!
We have more of that, right, Mike?
Oh yeah, a lot more of that.
Yes!
Right.
All right, so we've hit a couple of rough patches, but Mike's telling us the best is yet to come. I am ready for these rapids. Bring on the Sleeping Giant. Let's wake it up.
Soon enough, but there's a lot to soak in here.
The nice thing about this trip is it's not all rapids the whole time. We're gonna have some calm sections like this where we can really look out and spot some wildlife.
Hey, wildlife. Oh, wow. You see him?
Oh yeah, we got
See him right up there, the
front.
antelope?
Right up there.
Oh, there's
Look
a
at
whole
that.
herd of them.
Wow, look at all.
Wow. Pronghorn are able to sprint 60 miles per hour to evade predators. But unlike elk or deer, they generally will not jump a fence and instead crawl under them. It's why park supporters and volunteers have been removing fences along their migration path.
It's so awesome to be hitting Whitewater one moment and then look to your left and just see tons of antelope. This is Yellowstone.
And just above us, we spot a familiar bird of prey. Osprey are fish-eating raptors that live near lakes, rivers, and coastal waterways.
So we're coming up to the sleeping giant, and I think I'm starting to realize why it's called that. If you look at the water, it is absolutely still. But right up over there, I can see it starts to just get going.
This is gonna be a big one and a good test for our final obstacle, the big rock. I hope we can handle this giant. Yeah, oh, man. Oh, man. Yes. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Yeah.
That was great. As we're going through, you could just see this huge wave that we're going right towards. We hit it, and it was just like a wall of water, just whoosh. Woo!
It's important to follow our guide's instructions and keep paddling because it keeps us in the boat and less likely to get flipped.
Yes, that was awesome.
Great.
But the river isn't quite finished with us yet. We're about to hit our next challenge, head on. We're whitewater rafting on the Yellowstone River, and despite some rough patches, we've come through pretty well. But the rockiest stretch is just up ahead.
Where we are right now is nestled into a canyon. Oh, no! No!
He lost his hat!
No! Like I was saying, right now, we're nestled in a canyon, and what that's doing is it's making the wind just come straight at us. So what that means, we've got a lot of wind and we've got even bigger waves. Woo! I'm ready for it though.
Big Rock is a channel full of large boulders that create huge rapids. In the spring, this whitewater is almost too dangerous to attempt. Now, at the end of the season, it's less intimidating. Wish we could say the same about this last obstacle we need to avoid.
This is the big one. This is Big Rock, and you can see why we're going dead on this thing, and this wave is gonna be huge.
Let's go. All right, let's get the speed up. Let's go. Up forward, up forward, up forward. Come on, come on.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That was awesome. We had about like 3 rapids right in a row there, and oh man, that was easily the best.
You're coming up and you see this huge wave just waiting for you, and then all of a sudden it just goes white and you can't see anything and you just get drenched. That was a blast. What an amazing adventure.
That was awesome. Hey, we survived.
We survived.
That was intense. Most people don't go whitewater rafting in October.
No, they don't, and truthfully, I can see why, but I still loved it and I loved the rush. It was great to start off the trip doing that scenic drive through Hayden Valley, checking out all the wildlife, and then getting a chance to actually give back a little.
Being on that machine brought me back to my dreams as a kid. It was so much fun.
We did some stuff here that we haven't done in Yellowstone before. And remember,
if we can do it,
so can you!
So get out there and rock the park.
Yeah! Yeah!